either some light weights or very light weights, or maybe some water bottles. You can also use an empty, keep your hands empty. You can keep your hands closed into loose fists. Don't keep them too tight. Shoulders down and back, chest is tall, abdominals are drawn in, and you're gonna march it in place. Just loosening up our body just a little bit. You're gonna roll those shoulders back, marching those feet in place if you can continue to do so. You don't need a lot of floor space for this one. And again, you don't have to use weights. You can use them if you choose to do so. Often I ask that you don't use weights as you're warming up, but as long as they're very light, rolling those shoulders back, abdominals drawn in, feet marching in place. Do what you can do that feels comfortable and within your range. You don't want to overdo it. Marching those feet. We're going to take our knee up a little higher, pump those arms a little bigger. Up, 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 up. Now, if at any point you want to put those weights down, feel free to do so. As long as they're lightweight and you're not swinging, you're keeping control. I'm going to turn so you can see my back is straight. My elbows are bent at approximately a 90-degree angle. You can pick your knee up a little higher if you like. I'm going to turn back to the front. Breathe it evenly. All right, we're going to take our marches a little bit smaller, a little quicker. Roll those shoulders back. Now we're going to do a step tap, tap. Now you can go ahead and move those arms up and down just a little bit. Don't swing them wildly. Keep everything within your range of motion and also with control. Step tap, side to side. All the movements we'll do today are pretty basic. We won't get fancy today. We're going to take that forward just a little bit. So you don't need a lot of space, just a little bit forward, a little bit back. Keep the steps marginally small. Step tap, pumping those arms. Getting that body warmed up. You want to keep your abdominals drawn in, breathing evenly. Step tap. All right, now we're going to do high knee again. Up, up, up. So go ahead and bring the weights a little higher, almost like a hammer curl, bringing the weight towards your elbow without touching it, or towards your shoulder without touching it. Bending at the elbows, lift, lift. Keep your elbows at your sides. Lift those weights to wherever feels comfortable for you. Nice high knee. Now you're going to do 2 high knees per leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Continue. Alternating legs, 2 high knees. So you need to incorporate a little balance at this point. Now, as always, you can have a chair close by. But when we're doing our cardio and we're moving forward and back, you want to make sure that you don't trip over your chair or anything else, obviously. So make sure you have a little bit of floor space. But again, you don't need too much. We're going to do each leg once more. On the other side, go ahead and march it out and roll those shoulders back. We're going to tap our foot out to the side. When you do, you're going to punch across your body. Now when you're punching across, continue to move with control. Don't lock your elbow out as you extend your arm across your body. Punch, punch, punch. Now you want to keep your gaze forward. Don't look in the direction of your punch necessarily when you're coming from side to side like this, because it can get you dizzy. So if you're looking straight ahead, keeping the shoulders back, punching the one arm across your body as you tap that foot out. And then you're going to reach that arm a little higher, higher. Breathing evenly, tap that foot out to the side. You're going to punch it straight across again. Keep the abs drawn in. Feel that turn in your waist. Now you're going to punch low. When you punch low though, you're going to keep your body upright. You're just going to take your arm across your body and down. So again, you'll feel that turn in the waist, keeping your body upright, punching down towards the opposite hip. And one more time across your body, punch, punch. All right, we're going to go ahead and march it out. Roll those shoulders back. If your arms start to feel a little tired, you can lower your weights. Swing your arms gently at your sides. You still want to keep the shoulders down and back, chest is tall when you swing those arms. Make sure that you stay keeping the core engaged, keeping the shoulders back, marching those feet in place. And if that feels easy, again, you can lift the weights about halfway. Once you lift them beyond this 90-degree angle here, it actually starts to get a little easy again. So holding them out to the front, elbows at your sides is where you're going to engage the biceps the most. We're going to kick out to the front. When you kick, you're going to punch the opposite arm out, out. Turn your wrist, punch up to the front with the palm down, return it back towards the ribs with your fist perpendicular to the floor. We're kicking, alternating our legs, and punching with the opposite arm. Now we're going to do 2 kicks per leg. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Continue. Kick, kick. Now you'll find you need to steady yourself a little more when you're kicking twice per leg. Takes a little more balance. Just be careful. Don't do anything that makes you feel especially unstable. We don't want to fall during our workout, obviously. We want to keep moving, working within our own abilities, being realistic. Kick, kick. We'll do each leg once more. 2 kicks here, 2 kicks here. March it out. Roll those shoulders back. All right, we're going to step into a lunge. Turn your palms up and lower your weights. Shoulders back. You're going to step into a back lunge. We'll stop our feet here and step 1 foot back. You want to lift your heel and curl those weights into a bicep curl. As you lower, come back up. Step the other foot back and lower the knee, lift the weights, stand back up. So only come to as deep of a lunge as you feel comfortable. Ideally, you're going to lift that heel off the floor and sink down. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see the movement a little better. I'll move back so you can see my feet a little better. When you step your feet back, you step your foot back, you're going to bend at your foot, bring your knee straight down, and then do the other side. Now ideally, that front knee should not come forward. We don't want to come forward. We want to come straight down, lifting those weights into that bicep curl. Step back, sink down, and up. Step back, sink down, and up. Step back, sink down, and up. So modification for this, if this bothers your knees, don't come down this deep. You can come halfway down, step it back just a little bit. Another option is just step back or just touch back, curl your weights, touch back, curl your weights. Back, back. So if your knees don't like that lunging position, don't make them do anything that they're not comfortable with. I'm going to continue into that lunge. And then we'll take it on each leg one more time. Once on your right, once on your left, and up, roll those shoulders back and march it out. We're going to lift those weights out to the front. Hands are, fists are perpendicular to the floor, weights are perpendicular to the floor, shoulders are down and back, chest is tall. We're going to take our feet still and take our weights out to the sides into a fly. Lift the elbows a little bit without lifting your shoulders. Keep the shoulders down, lifting the elbows, close at the front, keeping the arms fairly straight. I'm going to turn so you can see. Open, close at the front. How about we add that turn? That's a good one. Come to the front, open, open. So again, when you close, bring the hands together at the front. You want the arms extended. You want to keep your shoulders down, and elbows are not locked. They're not moving, but you're not locking them out. Keeping that soft elbow. So we'll go ahead and add a turn. Come to the front, open, close, and turn, and to the front. Open, close, turn, front, open, close, turn, front, open. Check your posture. More than anything, check those shoulders. If you're starting to lift them up towards your ears, your arms are probably becoming a little bit fatigued, your shoulders are becoming fatigued, and you're compensating by lifting up, straining your neck. So we want to avoid that. So if you have to lower the shoulders, lower the weights a little bit, that's fine. We're going to open it and close a couple more times. Last one. Lower those weights, roll those shoulders back. And now you're going to roll the shoulders down and back, elbows are back, and lift the weights about rib height. I'm going to turn again so you can see. Shoulders are back, chest is pushed out, elbows are back. You're going to tap back and reach both arms back by extending your elbow and come back and tap and back. Keep your abdominals drawn in, extend, 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 tap. Four, three, two, last one. Take it, roll those shoulders back, march it out. We're going to take our knee up a little higher. Again, lifting the weights a little higher. Moving with control. Abdominals are drawn in. Pumping those weights up and down. Lifting the opposite knee as you do so. All right, we're going to take it to a smaller but quicker march. Shoulders are back. Chest is tall. And we're going to finish it off with a squat with a row and then some stretches. So we're going to take our feet still. Widen your stance slightly, about shoulder width apart. Shoulders are back. We're going to sink down into our squat. Add a row, squeeze the shoulder blades, lower your arms, stand it upright. So sink down, row, lower, stand it up. I'm going to turn to the side again. When you sink into your squat, you want your tush back. You want to make sure that those knees aren't pushing straight out over your toes. You want the butt back, row, lower, stand it upright by pushing your hips forward. So it's sink down. If you find that you're leaning forward so that your heels are coming off the floor and your knees are coming over your toes, you're going to feel that in your knees. It's going to be uncomfortable. So push it back away from the front end of your body. You want the knees over the toes. You want your tush back a little bit. When you sink down to a point that you can tell you're starting to come forward, you've gone far enough. You want to row, lower, stand it up. So listen to your body. Pay attention to how you're feeling as you're moving through your workout. Row, lower, stand. Butt is back, row. So, of course, the deeper you get into your squat, the more you'll be working your legs. But as always, do what's comfortable. Again, you don't want to have pain when you're done with your workout. You should feel like your muscles have worked, but not painfully, so that you have a difficult time the rest of your day. Squat, row, lower, stand, squat. Good. Row, lower. Last one. Stand it up. March it out. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of our weights. You can set them on a chair or table. March those legs. We're going to swing those arms. Shoulders are down and back. Add a little heel tap. Touch, touch, touch. And now you're going to tap your toe back. Keep swinging those arms. Turn your palm up to avoid torquing the shoulder. Up, up. Heel to the front. Now you're going to turn your palm so it faces the floor and reach. Same arm to leg, reach. When your toe taps out, that arm reaches up and across. Push straight across, open up your hand wide. So you're moving slower, you're extending that arm out with the palm wide, fingers spread out. And then across your body and down. Point, point. So we're cooling down, getting ready to go into our stretch. March it out, roll those shoulders back. You can continue to march for a few more seconds here. Take one arm up. And we're going to take our feet still as we bend our elbow and touch your shoulder. Push your elbow up. You can use your other hand coming across your body, pressing a little higher. Don't press to a point that it feels especially uncomfortable or painful in the shoulder from either side. You just want to press gently to a point that you feel a stretch but not pain. Breathe it in and out as you hold that stretch. Make sure as you're holding your stretch, you don't also hold your breath. Lower the bottom arm, take the top arm up and over. Now you want to feel a stretch along your side. It's not about how high you can lift your arm. You don't want to feel pain or discomfort in through the shoulder. Take it up and over, stretching in through the side if you can. Take the bottom arm across, palm up, and if you point those fingers out to the other side, you can deepen that stretch just a little bit more. Come up, keep that top arm across your body, walk your fingers down your back a little ways, use the other hand to pull it in a little closer. Again, to a point that feels comfortable for you. Lower that arm and roll that shoulder out. And then we're going to do the same with the other shoulder. So take that other arm up, bend your elbow, touch your shoulder. Use the other hand to point that elbow a little higher if you feel comfortable with it. So you can push from here if you can without pushing your neck forward. You can take that arm up and over to pull that arm back. As long as you're not jutting out too far, you want to keep your neck in line with your spine as best as you're able. You can just push from the front, whatever feels best for you personally. Lower the bottom arm, stretch the top arm up, and bring it over your body. Tilting over, reaching those fingertips out. If you think about reaching the fingertips and pulling your side up and over, you'll feel that nice stretch along your side. Stretching those obliques. Take the other hand palm up, point those fingers out. Take that stretch a little deeper if you can. And lower that arm. So the bottom arm lowers, the top arm comes across, walking your fingers down your back. You're going to hug that arm in close. Use that bottom arm to pull that elbow in closer towards you. If you feel any pain in your shoulder while you're pulling across, you want to lower it and not pull it into you as far. And you don't want to, again, you don't want to feel uncomfortable, but you want to feel a nice gentle stretch along the shoulders and roll those shoulders back. All right, we're going to take one foot out to the front. For this, you might want something, a chair close by. You might want to be close by a counter or something stable. Bring your heel to the floor. The other foot stays flat to the floor, and you're going to push your hips back. You don't want to bring your body forward over that foot. You want to push your hips back by bending the back knee and sinking into it. You're going to use your pushing your heel into the floor. You're going to use your tush or your hips to push yourself back and to feel that lengthening through the back of your leg. So again, this might challenge your balance a little bit. You can place your hand on something if you'd like, and just walk the other hand down somewhere past your knee. Don't push directly on your knee. You can rest your hands at your thigh. You can even press gently, but you don't want to press against your knee to hyperextend it. So you can either hold here or you can walk it down a little deeper. As you go down further towards your foot, you will, again, challenge your balance a little bit more. So don't do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. If your hips are no longer pushing back, as you reach towards your foot, you're not going to get as much of a stretch. So it's less about how far you can go down and more about pushing those hips back and lengthening through the back of that leg. Slowly come up. Bring that foot back. We're going to do the same on the other leg. Setting that heel out. This is someplace we all need to stretch. The more that we sit, the shorter these muscles get. We want to, again, bend this standing leg, bend the knee, push your hips back to feel that stretch through that leg. Again, hold on to something if you need to. It's better to be stable. Sink into it a little bit more by bending the knee of the opposite leg, pushing the hips back, walking your fingers down. Now, if you're not holding something, you can do both hands. If you want to hold on to something, just use one hand, that's fine. And as always, it doesn't matter if you can reach your toes or not. It's more about pushing those hips back and feeling that stretch along down the back of the leg. We're holding this stretch for at least 15 seconds, so we're just about there. Breathing evenly. Make sure you're not tucking your head down because that's going to make you feel dizzy when you stand back up. And we can go ahead and stand up now. Walking your fingers up your legs. We're going to step our feet wide. So for this next stretch, again, feet are wide. Push the tailbone back and slide down your legs. When you slide down your legs and draw your abdominals in, you want to keep your back parallel with the floor and then turn from the waist, reaching towards one leg. So the opposite arm reaches to the leg you're facing, and you can slide down that leg a little more. Try not to tuck your head down. Keep your back straight, bringing your chest a little, or bringing your abdominals and your core, your trunk, a little closer to your leg, pushing your tailbone back. But try not to tuck your head down. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Feel that nice stretch along through not only the back of the leg, but the inside of the thigh. slowly slide it up and turn. Slide down the other leg the same way. Slowly and carefully keep your back straight, shoulders back, sliding down that leg. Hold it here for a few seconds. Make sure, again, that you're not tucking your head down. You're pushing your tailbone back, feeling that stretch in the back of the leg. Slide up. Good. We're going to bend our knees to sink down. So this next one, we're going to be careful that we don't make ourselves feel dizzy, but we're going to round our back by drawing our navel in, pulling our chin down, sliding up those legs and rolling those shoulders back. Bend your knees to sink back down. Pull your navel in, pull your chest down. Try not to round forward, all the way forward. You want to just round your shoulders a little bit, pull your chin down, round your back to come up, and roll those shoulders back. Sink down. We'll do that one more time. Coming forward just a little bit with those shoulders, tucking your chin down, roll those shoulders back as you stand it upright. And now we're going to bend those knees again, crossing those arms. Take a big breath in and exhale. Big breath in, stretching those arms up and out. Exhale one more time, big breath in, and blow it away. If you need any other stretches, make sure that you do them carefully. You might want to stretch your biceps. Palms are up, grabbing the fingers, pushing your palm forward. You can straighten your arm up if it doesn't hurt to do so, pulling your fingers back. Shoulders are back, chest is tall. This will not only stretch along the bicep, but all the way down the forearm, and stretch your hand also. And you'll do the same with the other arm. Palm is up, pull those fingers down, and push out to the front. And back. Roll those shoulders back. Take your head to one side so that your ear comes closer to your shoulder. Try to keep both shoulders down. Stretch through your neck. You may find that you have been lifting your shoulders towards your ears and creating a lot of tension in through here. We want to stretch that out. So as you tilt your head over to one side, take the opposite arm. So if you're stretching over to one side, the opposite arm, bring it down in front and grab hold above the wrist. Pull it straight down to lengthen through this side and release. We're going to pick our head up and then tilt it over towards the other shoulder. Take that hand straight down, reach across, pull it down to lengthen through your neck, and release. Roll those shoulders back. Good job. I hope you enjoyed today's workout, and I'll see you soon.